Once the clean sweep and end wheel are installed on the power sweep arm, the sweep arm can be installed on the gearboxes at the center of the bin. The next step is to check the clean sweep for floor clearance. Doing this will ensure your sweep cleans the bin as efficiently as possible. The clean sweep bristle is not designed to actively touch the floor of the bin. While it is tempting to set the bristles of the clean sweep all the way down on the floor, doing so will negatively impact the performance of the sweep. Problems like the sweep not advancing properly or the end wheel wearing out very quickly are two issues associated with the clean sweep bristles touching or making contact with the floor. When the power sweep is first installed, it is recommended that installers set the clean sweep at its highest setting. The bristle height of the clean sweep is adjusted by loosening the nuts on the carriage bolts that hold each section of bristle in place. On 2017 and newer model power sweeps, the sweep is equipped with an adjustable end wheel, which allows the installer or operator to increase or decrease sweep arm to floor clearance. This adjustable wheel is set by loosening the nuts on the end wheel adjustment and rolling the can of the wheel forward or backward to increase or decrease clearance. Adjust the floor spacing of the end wheel and tighten the adjustment nuts to lock it in place. Pull the bristle sections of the sweep into the uppermost position and tighten the nuts on the clean sweep to lock the bristle in place. Visually inspect bristle to floor clearance by looking under the sweep. The end wheel can be adjusted up or down at this point to increase or decrease bristle clearance if necessary. At a minimum, one should be able to get their fingers between the bristle and the bin floor the entire length of the sweep. Once the bristle and end wheel have been adjusted at home row, the installer should ensure the sweep rolls around the bin without the end wheel or sweep backshield catching any bin wall bolts, flashing bolts, or high spots in the floor. If your floor is straight and true and the sweep's underbin has been installed properly in relation to the finished floor height, the sweep should roll around the bin without touching anywhere. With all power continued to be locked out and tagged out, manually advance the sweep arm by pushing it forward a few feet. As you roll the sweep arm forward, pay attention to whether the bristle is totally clearing the floor. You'll feel the sweep catch or resist if the bristle contacts the floor as you do this. If the bristle catches, adjust the end wheel clearance higher. Once you have pushed the sweep forward a few feet, stop and visually ensure that the bristle isn't contacting the floor anywhere. Pay special attention to the fender on the end wheel. Is it clearing the bin wall bolts and floor flashing bolts? Ensuring the end wheel of the sweep doesn't run on any flashing bolts will maximize wear life of the end wheel. Notice how the flashing is installed so that the sweep is climbing the steps. This is also intended to ensure maximum wheel life. Repeat the process of manually advancing the sweep around the entire diameter of the bin until you arrive back at the home row. If you are the installer and not the end user, it is important for you to inform the end user or operator of the power sweep that the grain in the bin should be swept in the first pass, with a clean sweep in the totally up position. After the first pass, the operator can fine-tune clearance of the bristle from the floor to maximize clean sweep effectiveness. Remember, however, the clean sweep is not intended to ever run on the floor, and lowering the bristle all the way to the floor will create excessive resistance, resulting in poor sweep performance and premature wheel wear. As always, practice proper lockout and tagout procedures every time you'll be servicing or working in the area of any agricultural equipment. Never enter a grain bin when equipment is engaged.